Well, I just wanted to show you the juice, the green juice that I start my day out with, and then I did a little slow motion video to record and show the mixing up. So there's kale on the bottom, lime, cilantro, a couple other green leafy greens from a beet, and then there's a shard, Swiss chard, that's kind of, I think, makes up the red part. I just thought it was fun. I wanted to share it. Oh man, I moved the camera. I didn't mean to do that. So, today was like the end of the 17th, the beginning of the 18th. So I'm on to day 18 with the Worsen therapy. Oh my gosh, I'm back. So I sprained my ankle. I rolled it coming down the stairs to come and give this update, and then I left the book over on the steps. So I've got ice on my ankle. I've got the book, which is what I wanted to talk about. And I guess kind of the biggest excitement is the update on how Tiny Tim is doing here. So I love the light here because it's so easy to see that there is something in there. But check this out. Okay, I don't know how easy it is to see today, so I'm going to have to compare the videos. But honestly, I think it's like 25% smaller today. And what I'm noticing is it's like it's almost like a grape. That it started out as a grape, and now after 4 days of coffee enemas and 17 days of Worsen food, right? All carrots and apples, and I've talked about that, so I'll just leave it at that. Just Worsen food. Doing the best I can with all of the supplements that I have. I do have more. I'm meeting with a doctor tomorrow, a natural doctor, an ND they call it, and then we'll be able to do some blood tests and get kind of some baselines like a glucose test, and understand why my body's responding so well to this. So this guy, I don't know if it looks like it, but it's definitely smaller, and I definitely feel better. So that's really cool. So what couple things? One, I learned, like, in the course of this, I got sick. So my sinuses had stuffed up, and they're still a little bit. But one of the things that happens, right, when you get sick and you start blowing your nose a lot, and you're blowing your nose and just repeatedly, is like my nose just got rubbed raw. You know, the red nose kind of look. Well, it turns out one of my nostrils flared up because of that, and so we're growing in our knowledge of essential oils, and one of the oils, a tea tree oil or a melaleuca oil, is great for healing up skin things. Oh, you want to use it like a cancer term, not a cancer term, but it's a tumor and it's too many medical things floating around. Anyway, there's a little spot on my nose that was like, oh man, usually they'd take weeks to heal up. Well, I put a little tea tree in my nose, just on where the area was where it was causing a problem. And it's honestly like the swelling, everything is gone today. Like, I feel normal today, which is totally amazing. So that's a huge plus. Huge benefit in the rest that I got last night. It was actually like a whole extra hour of sleep, so that was cool. And I got all my work done tonight. Like, I prepared all the food for tomorrow, like a half an hour earlier, just by kind of better planning. And so I was excited to come down and do the video, get it uploaded, and then boom, I rolled my ankle. I've done it so many times, and it's kind of miserable. So it's one thing to like suggest, right, for those healed up ankles. I used to take ibuprofen, like in mass quantities. I had back surgery. I needed to have the swelling reduced in order just to like function throughout the day. And I literally spent 9 months every 6 hours taking 800 milligrams for 9 months of ibuprofen, and it worked. Like, it took the edge off, but come to find out, it just destroys what they call the microbiome. It's what your gut bacteria is and what it's made up of. And then plus, I'd like drink a monster while I was taking all of that ibuprofen, and it just destroys you. So it's probably why I grew this guy, right? Because I wasn't eating anything good. But I am now, and I can see things turning around. I'm excited about that, and I just want it like all documented so that 2 weeks from now I come back and we're like, whoa, it's totally gone, and like it's easy to see. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what God's doing in my life through this. He's just being able to share more, like I call it free information, because there's no money in it, right? There's no money in this for them as a whole, and it's proven over 80 years with really high success rates to kill cancer. Like it doesn't really, like, the food doesn't kill the cancer itself. What it does is it heals up your blood, restores your blood's function to go in and carry in nutrients to all the vital parts of your body, and especially in areas where tumor has encapsulated, right, those toxins. That's like why it's been built there. And so your body's got the ability to break all that down, to deal with it, to help your liver to function, to help your kidneys to function. And that's a key point in health. Okay? So at least that's what I'm learning. You might find something different, but that's what I'm going to point you to. So continuing on with the Worsen therapy, learning a lot as I go, because I just found out, like, I started trying rye bread. I definitely have a gluten sensitivity, maybe an allergy. And rye is also an irritant. But all other bread is completely banned in this Worsen therapy. I'm going to hold it up again. In this book, everything, like any kind of other flour, is taken off the list, including almond flour, because that's a nut. I can't do nuts with this. So I thought, well, I don't know, totally, I don't understand it, but I'm going to trust that Dr. Worsen knew what he was doing. And so I got some rye bread, and I really like it with raw honey, right? Really, 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 really tasty. It actually soaks in. It was so good. So that's a treat. But I'm not supposed to do it yet. It's too early. So I've got to wait, I think, 3 more weeks before I'm supposed to be able to do that. So that's off the list for now. And just having that willing heart to be like corrected in the process. Sometimes, you find out new information. My heart's got to be ready. Like if my heart was set on, no, I've got to do it my way, I probably would be just on schedule for a surgery right now. But I think there's a huge value in doing this a natural way, the way God designed all of our foods to work together to help restore totally proper function in our body. And yeah, of course, some people do die, right? Dying is a part of life. Dying is as certain as I'm in Texas, right? If you go back to that old movie, it's death and taxes. So it's going to happen, right? And the big question is, does your relationship with God make you confident, 100% without a doubt, sure that you'll go to heaven when you die? That's the major question. And for me, I didn't really have the answer to that. When I was growing up, I grew up in a Lutheran church. I had no idea that Jesus needed to be my Lord. Honestly, I'm just being transparent. But what I found out was he definitely does need to be your Lord, and I didn't know what that looked like until I came to my current church, which is Calvary Chapel St. Paul. And when I showed up there, they asked me those questions. What about your relationship with God? And then the second one was, what would you say God's requirements are for you to get into heaven? Right? Huge. That's the key to life. If you don't know that, I'm just going to share it with you, because if you want to know it, you should be able to know it. Jesus died on the cross for your sins. And he wants to love you and forgive you of everything that you ever did. He did that for me. He'd do it for anybody. He did it for the whole world. Everybody, including all the people that you don't think deserve to go to heaven. He did it for them too. Because he loves us. He loves us. He doesn't want us. He doesn't need us, I should say. He doesn't need us. God doesn't need us at all. He created us. What does he need us? He could make more people. But he wants you. He wants a relationship with you. He even says that, behold, I stand at the door and knock, and if anyone hears my voice and opens the door, he's a gentleman. He opens the door, I'll come in and eat with him and he with me. You'll have a meal together. And in that meal, you're sharing the food, the bread of life, he would say, the bread of life, right? And so, I don't know, we all need that saving grace. And if I don't make it because of a tumor or because of cancer or because I get hit by a bus, I want you to know I am absolutely sure my relationship with God makes me sure I'll go to heaven when I die. And you can too. I'll leave it at that. Have a great night.